Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Meant for Her weekly edition of the Clubhouse. So today's topic is about vision boards. Vision boards. Do vision boards work? Are they effective? Are they effective? A lot of people, a lot of people, you hear a lot about manifestations and about if you envision it, if you visualize it, you can achieve it. If you visualize it, you can achieve it. So let's talk today about, is that an effective way of you achieving your goals, your dreams? Is that an effective way of you achieving your goals and dreams? Hi, Melodic. How are you? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're talking about vision board setting. Melodic, what do you think about vision boards? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think they work because I have done a couple of them. But let me just start from the beginning. A while ago, I think it was I know it was before I turned 30. So, my job used to have this thing called cell groups. So, cell groups were, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Cell groups were a way that everyone, if you had a lunchtime between this hour, that you can come and then they would have like a little Bible study for and during that time of lunch. Okay. So we did a vision board that year for the beginning of the year. So I took the vision board and I placed it and folded it up in my Bible. And I folded up in a Bible that I didn't typically use as much because I had other Bibles. But this one was just like a pretty Bible that I just kind of liked and put it in there. So kind of forgot about it and didn't look at it again. So when I turned 30, I ended up cleaning up, finding the Bible, opening it up, and everything that was on that list, God had made happen. Every single thing. Wow. I was out of debt at that point, and He had made it happen. So I believe that even though I didn't see it, but it was in that Bible, and I had it in my head, like, okay, I need to kind of get done. And then God did some things too. So wow. I've done them now, and a lot of the stuff that happened that I did on last year, some of that stuff is happening. So okay, I believe they work.
So let's talk about that. You believe they work. I believe they work too. So I also believe they work. We are Meant for Her is actually going to open up registration for our vision board. We call it Vision Setting workshop at by this Friday. So the reason why I bring it up is you hear a lot of people talk about manifestation. If you visualize it, it will happen. And I agree with you. I do believe that, but I think we need to go a little deeper for people to really fully understand why vision boards work, right? I believe that it does work. It works. However, there's work to be done. I mean, I want to find out from you, Melody, when you wrote those visions down and visions of what you wanted for your life, did you not do anything to achieve them? Did it just like fall from the sky and drop on you?
No. A lot of some of the stuff was like one of them for sure. I remember it says, "Do I wanted to have a closer walk with Christ." Mm-hmm. So during that period, um, I was still attending church or whatever. I've been in church all my life, like since I was about 7 or 8. So I've been in church, and sometimes you could be in church, but church is not in you. Okay. So I've been in church, but the minute that I said that I wanted to have this closer walk, then my actions was, okay, well, you need to get up. You need to go make a way to get to church. I mean, some things that need to get done, you need to go ahead and do. You need to join a ministry so right. You can get with like-minded people so you can hear other things. So it was work, but my story is when I turned 20, I was 28, about to turn 29. So I was married, and it was just to kind of put it in perspective. But I was married, and my husband, we had went on our last little vacation, and he was laid off at the time, and it was just, it was a lot going on. And I said, okay, you know what? I've been working double shifts. I'm going to take off, and my body would not move the day before it was time for us to go on this vacation. So I called my supervisor, and I said, hey, I can't make it. I just cannot get up and go. So then my mom called and said, hey, we're going to get a couple of things before we go. You want to go with us? So we ended up going to this thrift store, and this thrift store had this Bible, and it had this book called Praying God's Will for Your Husband.
Mm-hmm.
So my husband wasn't anybody that was, that used to go to church. So typically when we go places, I don't take no Bible, and I don't take no book. So something was like, take this book and take this Bible. So I took the book, and the book was like a really short book or whatever. And I started reading the book on our trip. And the book got to the part where it says salvation.
Okay, the last thing I heard you say was salvation.
I said, do you believe that Christ died on the cross for you? He said, yes. So in my mind, I said, if something happens to him, I know he's covered. So that was Thursday. Friday, was that Thursday? We came back home. We came back, and I went over to my friend's house, and my husband was like, oh, come home. I want you to come home. He was like, when you go, I want you to do this, this, and that. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I never go anywhere. And like I said, I had been working double shifts. He was laid off. So, long story short, I get back home, and he just had this urgency to fix everything in the house. So he said, when I come back, he said, can you organize these pictures? And I said, yeah, I organize the pictures. He said, when I come back,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, we can just have the whole house clean. I said, well, since you're doing that, I'll cook dinner. So he rode a motorcycle. So all of a sudden, like, I looked outside, and the motorcycle was gone, and he was gone. And I was like, that's weird. I ain't hear no motorcycle. Then I started hearing all these sirens going down the street, like boom, boom, boom. The sirens going down the street. And I was like, I told the kids, I said, we should get up and go see what all those sirens is. And something said, sit down, finish cooking your dinner, sit down. So about 10:30 at night, it's about 10:30. My kids had fell into this deep sleep. Like, they never went to sleep early like that. They fell into this deep sleep, and then the police knocks on my door. And I said, and it was a police from a different place. And I said, yes. They said, well, do you know this person? I said, yeah, that's my husband, and I don't know where he's at. They said, ma'am, can we come in? I said, no. He said, ma'am, please, we need to come in. I said, no, you cannot come in. I said, you can tell me whatever you need to tell me on the porch. And something said, let them in. So I cornered them in the little doorway so they can come in. And then they told me basically that he had got into an accident down the street from the house.
Wow.
And he had passed away. So at that point, I was 29, a widow. And that's what made me start cleaning up, the basement or whatever, because I was clearing out some of his stuff. And it was over there by where his shoes was laid out, and that came out. So in him passing, because it was an accident, we were able to be financially set.
Right.
So I act on that paper. If I had not been really trying to get in tune with God during that time, where would I have been?
Wow.
If I had not been trying to make sure that I was paying up all my bills, where would I have been? So yeah, it was work behind it.
Right.
But I believe that God knew what I needed and had me put that on that paper and say it's going to happen. So that was a long story.
Wow, Melody. I mean, we would love.
So I figured I'd share that with you.
Wow, we would love to have you share your full story one of these days with Meant for Her, because I believe stories are like bridges that helps other people. It helps other people walk that they've never walked before. I mean, here you were in your 20s, now a widow. And who knew that type of story was going to come out of discussing, vision boards. So I mean, wow, kudos to you. Kudos to you for your bravery, for walking that walk and being here today with us and not giving up. Honestly, I do believe vision boards work. And I love what you said about it does require work, because a lot of people, you see it on social media, you see it everywhere. It's like, oh, manifestation. If I just create this board, and if I just create if I create a board, and if I just daily make these affirmations, it's just going to happen. Well, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that, when you create a vision board, because Melodic, for you, I believe that you are a high, you're probably a go-getter, and you can, put your mind to something and achieve it. Now, that doesn't work for every personality. Not every personality is able to come into it, have a vision board and just say, okay, I tucked it away and it happened. Depending on who you are, and this is probably for a lot of people, you need to put a plan in place. There has to be goals that are specific. There have to be goals that you can put a timeline to, that you can say, at this point in time, I'm going to complete this task and it lines up with this goal. So I believe that you have to put action into your vision board, because what I've noticed is a lot of people create these vision boards and it collects dust. It becomes a like a little monumental, item for them, where they keep it and they're saying, well, I'm manifesting and I'm making declarations every day. Well, you can make declarations from now till the end of December. Guess what? You're not going to achieve those goals. You can make a goal, a plan that, hey, I want to make $1 million, but without actual plans behind it, that $1 million is not just going to come to you. Now, I do believe that as a man thinks, so is he. I do believe that. And when I say man, human being, as a person thinks, so is that person. I do believe that. I believe it starts in your mindset. So the visualization part is like just the first step. That's the first step to achieving your dreams. The first step to achieving your goals, to overcoming limitations and living the life that you dream of, that you want to thrive in. It does take, the first step is your mind. So in your mind, you do have to visualize. I do believe that there's power in visualization. I do believe that when you write down your goals, I'm a big goal writer. I always, ever since I would say even in college, it was when I started. I've always been a big writer. I've always written things down. But really in college was when I started really writing things down and saying, on this date, and I would put dates to it. I didn't know anything then. I was a freshman in college, didn't know anything about SMART goals, where, your goals have to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. I didn't know anything about that. All I knew was, on this date, I have this goal. On this date, I want to accomplish it. And I always had dates. And I think because I had dates assigned, it pushed me to actually achieve those dreams. Because what I would do is I would have written it down like you, Melodic. I would write it down. And honestly, looking back now, the way I used to do it was quite different than the way I do it now and what I'm teaching in the Meant for Her vision set and workshop. However, the key there is there was a specific deadline. There was a deadline for every single goal. So, for example, I had made a goal that by my 21st birthday, I would have finished college. And will you believe it? On my 21st birthday, I finished college. And that carried on into even, post-college, into my career, into getting my master's, just different things. Like by a certain age, by a certain date, I need to have bought a house. It's just always been that way for me. However, I believe that when you want to then achieve exponential goals, or you want to achieve beyond just the normal goals, there's a little bit more work that needs to be done, right? I want to save $1 million. I want to earn $1 million. Let's start with that. Not even save it. I want to earn $1 million. Well, earning $1 million is not the same as you earning, $40,000 a year, 50,000, six figures, right? Now you have to really put some strategic plans in place to achieve that. It's not enough just to write it down, visualize it, and think, oh, it's going to manifest. You have to there's a process that, people who are in those high earning brackets utilize. There are different strategies that you have to utilize, right? There are different things you have to do. There are people you need to connect with. There's networks you need to get, you need to be a part of. There are opportunities you need to tap on. There is a whole process to it. So do I believe that are vision boards effective was the question. Are vision boards effective? And I do believe they are effective if you put in the right actions in place. If you put the right actions in place, they can be effective. They can be effective. However, it does take work. You have to put the work in. It's not going to just, fall on your lap and expect that it's going to just happen. You got to put a process in place. You need to put goals in place, and you need to take actions on those goals. But a lot of times we've been talking about being getting unstuck, right? In the past week's broadcast, getting unstuck. But a lot of times people create vision boards and then they're stuck because they realize that I created this vision board, but I don't really have a strategic plan on how to achieve these goals and dreams of mine. So what we do is we've created a process that actually breaks it down into actionable steps that you can take to visualize your dreams, to visualize your goals. But then after you visualize them, there are specific actionable steps that you could take to achieve those goals and dreams, right? Now, a lot of times the reason why people also don't achieve their big dreams and their goals is it can be overwhelming, right? It can be overwhelming. So we have come up with a process that allows you to break your goals down into small, actionable steps. Now, what I'm really excited about for this vision board setting, and this is not our first time doing it, we've done the vision board, we've done vision boards setting workshops in the past. But this time around, we want to even take it to the next step. We want to take it where we want you to be able to take your vision board with you. As Melodic had mentioned before, a lot of times vision boards are created and they're tucked away somewhere. They are left in your office. They are left in your bedroom somewhere, maybe on a dresser, or maybe, it's something you wrote on a piece of paper and you fold it into a Bible, like Melodic gave us an example, and you forget about it and you leave it, right? Well, we are living in a modern, tech age. We're living in the modern tech age. We are living in an age where, technology is everything. So what we would like to do is create a vision board that you could take with you wherever. So it's a choice. You can have it where it's your traditional vision board. However, we need to then we're going to then take that vision board and we're going to turn it into a smart vision board, a vision board that you can take with you wherever. One thing I enjoy is on my phone having a notes section, having, the ability to write my goals down and be able to look at it. So we are going to teach you a phenomenal process that allows you to not only dream really big, but then achieve it through our process that we've come up with over several years. It's a process that we believe that will really help a lot of women overcome. We really believe that our vision board setting process will help women overcome the limitation of how the traditional vision boards are set up today. Most vision boards, as we said earlier, are just, they're manual, and you either have them tucked away somewhere and you keep them there and then you're done. So we've come up with a process that is going to be life-changing for a lot of women who are going to embark in this process. So Friday, we will open up we are going to open up the registration for that. So stay tuned. Do vision boards work? Yes, they work when there is a plan that is associated with it. And those plans have to be effective plans that can be carried out. We don't want the same, if you don't want the same year after year, you keep saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Let's help you stop dreaming and get into action. Stop dreaming and get into action. So hopefully today's broadcast you've enjoyed watching. We do encourage you to, even before Friday. So Friday is the, let's see, the 5th. So February 5th, 2021, we are going to open up registration for our vision setting workshop. You don't want to miss this vision setting workshop. This is a workshop that is going to help you get unstuck. It's going to help you finally, put that vision, that dream to action. So we are looking forward to having you. So look for that. It's going to be on our website. The registration will be on our website at www.mentforher, and that's MENT for her, the number 4, HER.org. We will have registrations on our website and also on our social media platforms, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. We will have links for you to register. Even on Clubhouse, we will put that up there. So we are looking to help as many women this year actualize their dreams. Enough of dreaming. It's time to go into the reality stage. All right. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.